Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Cabral HouseCalls, the weekend edition of the Cabral Concept, where we answer our community's questions each and every weekend. I've got my iPad here, going to be able to check out all the questions that have come in. Of course, they are answered in the order that they come in. No special favors done here. And again, we've been doing this each and every year now for 5 years, answered well over 5,000 of our community's questions. Really love being able to connect with so many of you. And one thing I wanted to share with you is that about once a month now, we're also doing office hours, which means I carve out about somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes. And we do that, again, once to maybe twice a month on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you're following along there, we'll probably do it on YouTube as well. Do follow along at Instagram. Make sure you hit the notifications for Instagram inside of our Facebook group at cabralsupportgroup.com. And then YouTube is just my name, Stephen Cabral, and that's with a PH. So choose any one of those. You'll be able to literally log on. I typically talk for about 5 minutes or so, give you some updates, and then we take your questions live right there. Now, for the Ask Cabral, you're guaranteed to get your question answered by leaving it at stephencabral.com/Ask Cabral. So I'm going to open up that document right now. I've got it on my trusty iPad as well. And the first question today is from Erica, and that came in on January 19th. So you're getting the show again, about 6 weeks later, right in that second week of March. And this is episode 1863. If you'd like to go to stephencabral.com/1863, you can follow along with the questions. All right, let's dive in. First question from Erica saying, "Hi, Dr. Cabral, quick question. You always mention how on a vegan-based diet, some people become too catabolic. What exactly does that mean? And how would some people know when that is the case? And lastly, is that unhealthy? Thank you." Yeah, it's a really great question. I've definitely gone over what catabolism is. So let me go to stephencabral.com/podcasts. And now that I use my new Brave browser here, which has taken me a little while to migrate over, it doesn't save any of my tabs in the same way. You can still use bookmarks, but it's all right. It's better. It's safer. People aren't watching every move that you make. But if you type in catabolic at stephencabral.com, you'll find the different shows. So the show that you're looking for is episode 1279, the 7 signs you've become too catabolic, which means rapid aging. So I'll give you just a couple of them, but obviously I want you to get a more in-depth knowledge, and these questions are just meant to kind of get you started, right? So what does it mean to be too catabolic? Well, it simply means this, that your body is breaking down faster than it's rebuilding. So that happens naturally as we age. So past the age of, honestly, mid-30s, definitely past the age of 60, 65, the body begins to break down faster than it's really rebuilding. And that's the aging process. However, it can happen much faster, or we can delay the process if we understand it. So, again, for most people, graying hair is just part of life. Wrinkles, they will come. Feeling more fatigued, tired, saggy skin, loss of muscle. So I go through all the different signs, but we can absolutely stave that off. And you can be a healthy vegan. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. However, you just have to be more conscious. If you're following a vegan diet, you simply have to be more conscious of your protein intake so that you don't become too catabolic. And you can absolutely do it. I support wholeheartedly people on a vegan-based diet and living a vegan lifestyle. I was vegan myself 3 times, 2 of those lasting for more than 6 months. And it just wasn't the best for me. I know it's probably the best for many other aspects, but in terms of my body, which naturally runs more catabolic, it was not the best for me. So now I have pretty much a vegan-based meal plan until dinner. And then at dinner, I have some fish or I have some meat a few times a week. Okay, so thank you, Erica, for asking that. And now everybody knows they can find out how to see if they've been trending more catabolic at episode 1279. Okay, Shruti is up next. My son is suffering from Crohn's with perianal abscess. If triggered after food poisoning during our visit to India. I want to know which test to order and what he can do to improve the gut and putting his flare in remission. Okay, so no doubt about it, we work with this every single week in our practice with gut-based issues. There's 3 labs you want to run. The first one, in your son's particular case, the bacteria and parasite stool test. Okay. Usually it's always the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, but that's number 2 for you. And the third one is the IgG food sensitivity test. So if you go to Equalife, we actually offer those as a bundle where you'll be able to save at least $100, $200 on those. So definitely check that out. That's at equa.life/labs, bacteria and parasite stool test, then the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, and then the IgG food sensitivity in that order. So if you can only afford 2, choose the first 2. If you can only afford 1, choose the first. All right. And then that will allow you to see what are the underlying root causes. And then, of course, we can hopefully help your son rebalance that body. Okay. Anonymous is up next. Dr. Cabral, thank you for helping us take control of our health. Just wanted to understand something. I'm a 51-year-old woman, Australian. In 2016, I did labs and recorded a high testosterone. And in 2020, I recorded a high measure for testosterone. Due to other medical issues taking priority, it has never been disclosed to me why I recorded such a high testosterone. I've Googled, which suggests PCOS. However, I don't have the symptoms of PCOS. My voice is huskier, get possible 5 chin hair, and do think my face structure is more masculine. I've experienced early menopause at 42. Prior to that, I had off the charts high libido. Now I have very low. I know, Anonymous, I know exactly what's going on, and I'm happy to share in just a second. Let's read your full question. I eat a good diet, exercise frequently, practice mindfulness, but I did go through a period of high stress. All right, there we go. I was just going to share that with you. Fatigue, I smoked, abused medication. Just wanted to understand why I recorded high testosterone. Do I need to rebalance testosterone? How do I get my libido back? Equilibrium labs in 2020. Estradiol, progesterone, DHEA. Okay. What most likely happened is you suffered very high levels of cortisol and stress. For many women, you're probably the Pitta body type. For many Pitta women, they go higher in testosterone when in acute-based chronic stress. Now, the problem is this. In 2016, you ran your labs with a medical doctor or PCP, and you did not run the stress hormones, mood, and metabolism test. This is my advice to everyone out there. Please save yourself the years of frustration. I was an example of this. Our friend Anonymous here from Australia is an example of this. Run the stress hormones, mood, and metabolism. You would have known at that time that your high testosterone was caused by higher levels of stress output, because you would have seen the higher levels of stress, and you probably would have seen the higher levels of estrogen dominance because progesterone would have been trending down. There's just no doubt about it. And so now, now we're out where we are, right? So that's what we need to do. So we need to run that stress hormones, mood, and metabolism test. We need to look at how your thyroid's doing, your vitamin D, your insulin, your hemoglobin A1C, your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone. Most likely, we need to put you in a period of recovery. So we're probably going to have to use some adrenal soothe at lunch and at dinner, or at least dinner. We're probably going to have to use some full spectrum magnesium at a little bit at lunch, and definitely probably 2 caps at dinner. We might need to use the liquid magnesium or the sleep health protocol at night. We're definitely going to have to use daily foundational protocol level 2, ideally level 3, and maybe that immunity protocol as well. I can't give you an exact treatment protocol, but what I can tell you is this. It's been a year, right? It's been a year. You ran labs last year. Run the stress hormones, mood, and metabolism test. You'll get a full plan, and you'll be able to see how to get your life back, get your energy back. Anytime your libido is low, it's your body telling you, listen, you're not in a good spot right now. Hormones aren't balanced. Your body's not strong. It's not healthy. If your body's strong and it's healthy, you're going to have a healthy libido. Your libido is a dead giveaway as to whether your body is healthy and strong or not. If it's not, you're not going to have a lot of sex drive. You're just not. Because it's like one more stressor on the body, right? It takes a lot more energy. So just think about that. That's the way to recover from this. All right, Layla's up. Hi, Dr. Cabral. How would you go about navigating social situations and maintaining friendships while on your health journey? It can be so hard to change what you eat when you still want to be social. It would be interesting to see your perspective. Layla, definitely chatted about this before. Happy to answer this question now. as someone who would never have gotten better if I continued with my Friday night, Saturday night, out late escapades with my good friends, I just would never have recovered. So what did I have to do? Well, I talked about this on a previous Mindset and Motivation Monday. I took a little sabbatical. I took about 4 weeks away. I just told my friends, listen, on a different program right now, watching my nutrition, watching all of those things, can't go out late, don't want to be tempted by alcohol. But I didn't tell them it was forever, taking a few weeks off. That's all I said, and I meant it. What did that allow me to do? Allow me to eliminate the alcohol, eliminate the poor foods, eliminate the staying out late. I had to reset my sleep schedule. That was a big part of it. After, went back with my friends, allowed the meal out with them to be my flex meal or cheat meal, allowed myself, if I was going to go out one late night, it's going to be a Friday or Saturday when I had the next day off to recover and get back on that sleep schedule using my sleep health protocol that I now use today. So that's what I did. And again, I would go out with them for a period of years and wouldn't drink. I literally went out with the same group of friends and I decided not to drink for a few year period of time. I would get simply a soda water, a splash of cranberry, and some lime. That was my drink. And my friends will joke about it to this day. That's what I did. And it allowed me still to go out, still to socialize, have fun. They're drinking their drinks. I'm drinking my special little pink drink with a lime. And that was it. And we could still enjoy ourselves because it was about the company, not about the alcohol. So that's what I did. Now I go out. Still do pretty much the same thing. But I might even eat healthy because a lot of my friends now, since they're now a little older, will be eating healthier. And that's what we'll do. And maybe I have a drink though now. And so, but it's one drink and that's it. And so again, it's really when you can even take your friends on this health process, then they understand, they get it. And just, it's about you, it's your life and you can have the self-confidence in order to be able to do that. So Layla, hopefully that's helpful. It's a great question. Deborah's up next. Hi, Stephen. I'm new to listening to you this January 2021, and you are amazing. I feel pretty healthy. I eat healthy foods, mostly veggies and some fish and chicken, sometimes red meat. I also take some supplement. However, I feel if I listen to enough podcasts, I would be taking a ton of supplements. What do you recommend to do? Deborah, a great question. First of all, thank you for the kind words. And also, it's great to have you here on the podcast. This is episode 1863. So you've got a lot of backtracking to go back to, right? Take your time, but do try to listen to the back shows. Take your time. Again, you have a lifetime to do it. Try to listen to 2 or 3 a day if you can. Play them in the background. Just get this stuff absorbed into your head, right? It was taught to me. I want to teach it to you. So yes, I agree with you, right? There's a million things you could do, but there's a hierarchy. You start with a daily foundational protocol, level 2 or level 3. Then after that, if you want a little bit more, of course you want to do vitamin D3, right? But you might use the immunity protocol. That's basically all that you need every day, okay? But your body might need other things. How do you know? The only way that you'll know is by running something like the starter kit or ideally the Big 5. So the starter kit is 2 labs. It's the minerals and metals test, and it is the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. Tells you all your mineral levels, all your vitamin levels, and so much more. Then that will assess, do you need more of specific vitamins or minerals? Do you need extra B vitamins? Do you have too much yeast bacterial overgrowth? And you might do like the CBO protocol, right? So, and the Big 5 will tell you even more. But again, that's it. If you can't afford the lab test, most people do great because we have so many lab tests to back this up with daily foundation protocol, level 2 or level 3. That's what I do. And I do the immunity protocol every single day. Everything else is basically icing on the cake. I talked about it this week on how to have healthier skin. You can use the advanced collagen support. It's a great product. What if you're highly stressed and you have low energy? Well, then you might use the activated B complex. What if you have higher levels of worry and all that? Well, then you'll use the adrenal soothe and the full spectrum magnesium. So again, work with a health coach or run the labs. And you can find all of that at equa.life. All right, equi.life. Great question though. And again, welcome to the community. Definitely join cabralsupportgroup.com, free Facebook group. Over 10,000 people in it, just like you, asking questions, getting answers, giving answers. All right, one more question for the day. We try to do 6 a day. This one is from Ryan. Ryan says, if you had to choose between conventional wild blueberries and non-wild organic blueberries, what would you choose? Okay, it's a great question, but it's slightly flawed because conventional means that they are sprayed with typical pesticides. Okay, that's conventional. Wild means that they're grown wild without any intervention. And organic means that they only use organic pesticides or no pesticides, and they're grown in organic soil. So it's actually 3 different types. So conventional, I just don't use. I am not going to consume bug spray, which we know hurts our nervous system, causes inflammation, breaks down detox pathways. So no conventional based food, okay? If you have to, then you'll go only with the Clean 15. And if you don't know what the Clean 15 is, just go to stephencabral.com/podcast, type in Dirty Dozen or Clean 15. It'll take you to the shows on that, on which foods are okay to eat conventional, which ones have to be eaten organic, or you're just consuming way too much pesticide. Okay, so now the real question is, because I won't eat conventional, so the real question is, do I eat wild blueberries or organic blueberries? I choose wild blueberries. Here's why. Wild blueberries are not going to be sprayed. Okay, so I get that. Now, they may not be grown in organic soil. That's absolutely true. However, wild blueberries have way more, like 10x the amount of antioxidants and, of course, flavonoids in them. What does that mean? I need to eat less wild blueberries and get more benefit. And here's why. Wild blueberries are the smaller ones. They're very easy to pick out. They have thicker skin and they're smaller, which means the majority of what you're eating is the actual skin of the fruit. The skin of the fruit contains typically the most of the antioxidants because it's literally protecting the fruit from the sun and other harsh conditions. And you get to take all of those antioxidants and put them in your body, which is why I put a couple of those wild blueberries in my smoothie every single day to supercharge my body. I did a podcast on why these flavonols are so important and how they help with longevity. And I'm going to share that podcast with you. It is episode 1831, the 6 plant flavonoids that extend life. Check that out. Episode 1831. 1 cup of blueberries a day is a great start of wild blueberries. Now, again, organic blueberries are great too. Okay, don't get me wrong. Organic blueberries, absolutely fantastic. You get that blue color, which you get with almost no other food. So the blue is a great thing to get from your blueberries. But if you can, choose the wild blueberries when possible. You'll get even more flavonoids. You'll get even more antioxidants. So hopefully that was helpful. Great question, Ryan. Really great questions, of course, today. I would expect nothing less from our community. And I'll be back tomorrow answering another half dozen of our community's questions. Stay tuned for that. All the questions are available at 1863 tomorrow. And of course, all the previous podcasts at stephencabral.com/1/podcast. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.